Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, we are from group 2. We will be present our material about syntax, the sentence pattern of language. And our members are Hanifah, Hasna Nabilah Mumtaz, Hida Nurul Aulia, and Himayatul Fitri Naila. Title and content. In this material, we will be explain first what the syntax rules, and then sentence structure, and last sentence relatedness. In the first, what is the syntax? Apa sih syntax itu? Syntax itu berasal dari dua kata bahasa Yunani, syns dan texis. Syn artinya bersama dan texis artinya rangkaian. The part of grammar that represent a speaker knowledge of sentence and their structure is called syntax. Jadi syntax itu bagian dari grammar dan tata bahasa yang membahas tentang pengetahuan mengenai kalimat dan struktur kalimat tersebut. Itu dinamakan syntax. Dalam Wikipedia disebutkan juga kalau syntax itu ilmu mengenai prinsip dan peraturan untuk membuat kalimat dalam bahasa alami. Jadi syntax itu bagaimana kita belajar tentang aturan membuat sebuah kalimat dengan benar sesuai dengan aturan dan strukturnya. Kemudian, what the syntax rules do? Combine words into phrase and phrase into sentence. Jadi syntax itu bagaimana kata membentuk sebuah frasa dan frasa membentuk sebuah kalimat. Dan di dalam syntax memiliki beberapa struktur, yaitu subject, verb, dan object. Pertama is grammatical. The president nominated as new Supreme Court Justice. Yang kedua is ungrammatical. President the new Supreme Justice called nominate. Yang terakhir contain the same word but the meanings are quite different, as the main header point out. Contohnya, I mean what I say, dan I say what I mean. Dua kata tersebut kan memiliki 5 kata yang sama, I mean what I say. Maksud saya apa yang saya katakan. Dan satunya lagi, I say what I mean. Saya mengatakan apa yang saya maksud. Dua frasa tersebut memiliki kata-kata yang hampir sama, cuma penempatannya yang berbeda. Tapi itu memiliki arti yang berbeda pula. Meskipun artinya nggak jauh berbeda, tapi itu lumayan berbeda. The rules of the syntax also specify the grammatical relation of sentence, such as subject and direct object in other words. For example, the boy found the ball, and the boy found quickly. The verb slate pattern differently defined in that it may be followed solely by a word like solely but not by other kind of phrase such as the baby. Jack and Jill ran up the hill, and Jack and Jill ran up the hill. Okay, the next material will be delivered by Hasna. Thank you.
And the last part of the syntax rules do is, they sound funny, but their funniness is different from what we find in the following strings of words. Although these sentences do not make much sense, they are syntactically well formed. For example, furiously sleep ideas green colors, and milk the crumble. And next is sentence structure, template that describe the structure of an English. We might come up with something like the following: that, and, v, that, and. Example say that that for determiner is followed by and for noun, which is followed by v for verb, and so on. For example, the professor wrote a book. The for determiner, professor for noun, wrote for verb, and so on. And then syntactic categories. The first syntactic category, noun phrase. For example, the girl that Professor Snape loved married the man of her dreams. The noun phrase subject of this sentence is the girl that Professor Snape loved, and the noun phrase object is the man of her dreams. A syntactic categories include broad partial categories such as NP for noun phrase, double P for prepositional phrase, ADJP for adjective phrase, and ADVP for adverbial phrase. And the third lexical categories such as noun for N, preposition for P, verb for V, adjective for ADJ, and the last adverb from ADV.
Kasih Hasna, saya Hanifa di sini menjelaskan tentang sentence relatedness, keterkaitan kalimat. Another aspect of our syntactic competence is the knowledge that certain sentences are related to one another, such as if the following pair. Untuk kalimat pertama, the boy is sleeping. Yang kedua, is the boy sleeping. Kalimat-kalimat ini menggambarkan situasi yang sama. Kalimat seperti ini disebut deklaratif. Yang untuk the boy is sleeping, satu-satunya perbedaan yang sebenarnya makna dalam kalimat ini bahwa seseorang yang satu menegaskan suatu situasi dan yang lain meminta konfirmasi situasi di suatu kondisi. Kedua kalimat memiliki perbedaan struktural yang sesuai secara sistematis dengan perbedaan makna. Kata kerja bantu ini jadi pusat pembentukan pertanyaan yes or no, serta beberapa kalimat dalam bahasa Inggris. Here are the few more example. Bisa dilihat contohnya, the boy is sleeping, the boy has slept, the boy can sleep, the boy will sleep. Ini adalah kalimat deklaratif. Terus untuk pertanyaannya yes or no question, is the boy sleeping? Has the boy slept? Can the boy sleep? Will the boy sleep? Dalam pertanyaan yes or no, kata kerja bantu atau auxiliary muncul di posisi sebelumnya. Cara menangkap hubungan antara deklarasi dan pertanyaan yes or no adalah mengizinkan aturan phrase structure untuk hasil struktur atau pondasi ke kalimat deklaratif. Another formal device called transformational rules that move the auxiliary before the subject. The blah 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 show the position for which a auxiliary is moving. Contohnya, the boy is sleeping. Jika ingin menanyakan sesuatu, auxiliary berubah ke depan. Ini ada suatu pohon. The rule takes the best known phrase auxiliary structure generated by the phrase structure rule and divided a second tree. Aturan yang mengambil struktur dalam dasar antara non-phrase dengan auxiliary yang dihasilkan oleh aturan structure phrase dan memperoleh di pohon kedua. The dash represent the position from which a condition has been moved. The auxiliary is taken to the tree by adjunction. You can look subject terdiri dari noun phrase dan verb phrase. The boys itu termasuknya noun phrase atau di subject dan auxiliary-nya ada is. Ini adalah kalimat deklaratif. Untuk yang sebelah kanan auxiliary-nya berpindah ke depan noun phrase sebagai the boy, lalu ada verb phrase, ada verb-nya yaitu sleeping. Yes or no question are thus generated into step. Ada 2 tahapan dalam yes or no question. The phrase structure rules generate a basic structure. Yang kedua, auxiliary movement applied to produce the desired structure.
Okay guys, now I want to explain about the next slide. In slide 13, there is the structural dependency of rules. So transformation act on pre-structure without paying attention to the particular word that the structure contains. So next is the transformation also rule of preposition moves, and as long as it is immediately under it, as in the house, the puppy found the ball, or with the telescope, the boys, or the man, and so on. Another material is the verb is marked with an when the subject is third person singular. For example, this guy seems kind of cute. Another example is these guys seem without s kind of cute. And the next slide, in slide 14, the phrase structure tree of such a sentence explains why this is so. So in the slide 14 we can see there is one picture of tree diagram that is consists of subject, noun phrase, verb phrase, auxiliary, and verb phrase. So for example of sentence, the guy seems kind of cute. It is from subject as a consists from noun phrase and verb phrase. Noun phrase is a sentence from the example, the word is the guy, and verb phrase, which consists from subject, has also another aspect, that is auxiliary and another verb phrase. Auxiliary is a present third person singular, and verb phrase for the example, for the sentence, from the sentence is seems kind of cute. So the example of the guy seems kind of cute, the guy is noun phrase and seems kind of cute is a verb phrase. The next slide, in slide 15, the slide of 15, we can see a final illustration of structural dependency is found in the declarative questions that is discussed previously. Consider the following of sentence. So there is another example. The first one is the boy who is sleeping was dreaming. Was the boy who is sleeping dreaming? Is the boy who is sleeping dreaming? So the role affect the auxiliary in the higher main clause. There is two pictures of the diagram. You can see the first one is, for example, the boy who is sleeping was dreaming. The first example. So subject consists of noun phrase and verb phrase. Verb phrase also consists of auxiliary and another verb phrase. So the boy who is sleeping is a noun phrase, and verb phrase, which consists from auxiliary and verb phrase. Auxiliary we are common like to be, so was is auxiliary, and dreaming is a verb phrase. So the boy who is sleeping is a noun phrase, was is an auxiliary, and dreaming is a verb phrase. The second one, subject consists from auxiliary and subject. Auxiliary, same like the first one, is was, and subject consists from noun phrase and verb phrase. Subject certainly consists of noun phrase and verb phrase, right? So the boy who is sleeping is a noun phrase, and dreaming is a verb phrase. It's same with the first picture. So dreaming is a verb phrase because dream is a verb, like activity we always doing every day. Okay guys, that's all from us. Thanks for watching, thanks for your attention. Hope you're always enjoy in your home, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you, goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.